and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack and I'm here with...
Ben!
Oh, man! And we're excited because we've got something that I've wanted to have a listen to. Well, I'm excited. I want to have a listen to it. Are you excited, Ben?
Oh my, I've heard it before and it's...
And what's mad is, it's a Behringer product. I grew up at a time where Behringer was not cool, but this is cool, it's desirable, I've heard about it, and we're going to turn around and get playing the thing instead of talking about it. Let's do it, Ben! Last of the airbenders. Okay, we got down in front of us, you can't see it, but we've got it on this camera. What have we got in front of us?
Well, there's one thing I would like to get out of the way.
Oh,
the obvious. We know it's a clone of the Moog Model D. Personally, I don't care about, does it sound exactly like a Moog? Oh, whatever, the filter, and it's the clone and they're ripping off people. I don't care. If it's a great little synth that sounds good, and this is priced really well,
and
I don't really care.
You've had a fiddle on, you're going to show me round it because you know your stuff. By the way, Ben works in the store, synth aficionado, and what days are you in at the moment, Ben?
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday.
Cool. So call up a very knowledgeable chap and really influencing. I just went into the store.
Kind.
Oh, I mean it, man. I went into the store and you've got a nice wall of modulars coming together. So if you're ever in Surrey and you want to get some headphones on and have a fiddle with some lovely knobs, come in. Anyway, hit me with this. How have you felt about it? And you've had a go on it.
I think it's just a fantastic sounding little monosynth.
Yeah, let's do it.
Little desktop thing doesn't take up much space at all.
It really doesn't.
Nah, it's tiny. But it's not that really, really tiny where you're like trying to like dial in a tuning and it's like microscopic kind of size.
They're actually like Dave Smith Property size knobs. They're not like mini at all.
They're not too bad at all. We've got a big old oscillator bank here. We've got three. One you can use as an LFO for modulation if you want. We have triangle saw in both directions.
Should we hear these bad boys?
We shall. In the top we've got shark tooth and then some various pulses, but we'll start on just this oscillator up here. Low frequency, 32 feet. Yeah, and like you're hanging around sort of the 32 and the 16.
There's heft.
There is heft, mucho heft. So triangle, you can actually drive into the filter so it can get a bit hairy, which is nice. This is our shark tooth, which is kind of a little bit of a buzzy triangle. Classic sawtooth there.
Wow.
3 different widths of the pulse.
For you, Nick.
But we've got 3 of them. 3! So let's put this one on 4, 8, 16.
Yeah.
Oh my. Shred it for me, Jack.
I don't know. It's got all the flavour. I'm not, too au fait with these things. You might have seen it. I've fumbled my way through some Moog demos before, and I'm getting the same feeling through the speakers.
Good news.
And that's cool. That's all I'm worried about. Like that kind of weight and the heft we were saying is there for me, but carry on.
Yeah, obviously you can take whatever stance you like on the does it sound like the original kind of thing, but I think it just sounds fantastic, just as just a little synth.
There's that subtle, there's like a shifting in it as well.
So if we put these all on pulses and kind of a bit of a detune.
And you're on that filter there, so we got the classic. I mean, it's mad to think that we're talking about you've like got the filter and you've got that sound for the price point.
It's pretty nuts.
It's like a new world.
Definitely.
I get that it's scary for people out there, especially I've got a. I mean, again, like, I'm terrible with this stuff, but I regularly use a Voyager, and to think how much money that is, and to think that I'm getting at least the same feelings there, but for just such a fraction of the cost. Mad. Anyway, people know about it. We'll keep listening to it. But yeah, sweep that filter, mate, and let's have a listen to the goodness.
Let's do it.
Oh, you know.
Grab a bit O the resonance, or emphasis as it was known back in the day. In the mixer section, we have a handy feature. There is the external input, but when you've got nothing plugged in, you switch it on and it does a little feedback loop thing. More fatness lurking beneath.
I'm looking at it, and it's in disbelief really. That again, just to have this on your desk, even at work, for a small noodle.
Why
If you
not?
bought one of those like mini MIDI controllers, like the little Arturia key step.
Key step's a fantastic little one.
And again, how do you feel in terms of as a modular master? How does it integrate with the rest of your kit?
Really well, actually. Obviously, the original was never meant to interface in that kind of way. So it's not like it's an afterthought on this one, but the inclusion is really handy. So you can, if you've got some funky sequences in the modular world.
Is that something that separates it if Behringer put in more than that was on the original?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's really handy. Like, it could be a completely separate thing. It could be a companion to.
I can see it there. I can see it laid out really handy if I had even... You know, again, in this budget, I get it. If you've got all the dollar and you want the experience to sit, it's an experience to sit at Moog and like to feel the wooden end cheeks, all those things. I get it. But that law we talk about all the time, what it says in guitar, of diminishing returns. Of like how much money do you have to spend more to get so much improvement? This lives in a price range as well, where maybe you have some like the Arturia products and things like that.
The
like a
microbrute would fit into that budget as well, but that's a single oscillator. It is kind of the mixer kind of oscillator, but it's only one of them.
But like you're rocking there for, I mean, the prices we're talking about, the flexibility, and to get that flavour. Yeah. To get that flavour, that expensive thing, or just for a synth bass. Because the Taurus, I always thought the Taurus.
Oh man, yeah. All about the Taurus. There's the Minotaur, the new one.
The Minotaur, sorry. Yeah, the Minotaur was always like, if you wanted to get Moog bass flavour for the cheapest money.
Yeah.
And then this has come along and it's like, oh my God. Cool. Anyway, sorry. Let's keep listening to the thing.
Cool. So we got that classic subtractive synth bass sound. That gets a bit boring. Let's try and make some fun
Do it, bruh.
noises. Let's have some triangle.
I'll have a little play and you have a fiddle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
cross modulation in there.
Get that going. And how does it feel? Because there's already been a lot of chat about it. I get it, a lot of chat, and essentially, it's doing something that we've seen, and probably if there's so much content out there. A bit of what I try to do on the videos and Andertons is try to get that feeling of like, what's it like if you can't come in and touch? Maybe you've got to be a mail order customer. How's this feeling for you as just a bit of kit? I mean, it doesn't feel the price. Like there's good clunks and everything.
I know we were talking earlier about some of the live sound technologies that we've both used from Behringer, and we wouldn't trust them. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot riding on a gig. You're not gonna possibly
like I said,
use
like
a Behringer
things are so
DI
cheap
box.
you can
Maybe
buy two and you got a spare.
Yeah. So that was the kind of the attitude that I was expecting when I picked this thing up. But it's solid metal. It feels it's weighty. Yeah. And like these, what do we call them? Like the chicken head knobs. They're just sort of feel really solid in there. The switches feel great. It doesn't feel like it's gonna die on you.
And just to look at, you can see it. I know it sounds weird, but on the Voyager, sometimes I'm like looking around, like my head's, because it's such a big. I understand it's beautiful to have this big surface, but it condenses it down somewhat, and you're thinking you can see the signal path a bit better. I dig it, man. I dig it. What we got on the back? Anything on the back?
So it's just the high and low outputs, some dip switches for MIDI channel and the power.
Yeah.
All of the rest of it is on the front. This does come out of its case, and you can put it into a Eurorack case.
Nice.
So if you do come into the store and talk modular with me, I'll always say get a semi-modular voice to start, because you'll have something that you can make music with. You don't get stuck with one module that doesn't really do anything. This brings the sort of the, what's the phrase, like the price of entry down loads. It like halves the price of getting into the modular world, because you've got these actually really well labeled, so you've got your inputs and the outputs, and you can process other sounds with this. You can start with this, add an extra oscillator down the line. But this thing, we had a customer come in and he tried it with, I think it was a TC delay of some description. But just adding effects to this thing makes it sound so good. So if you go out of the low output into like a delay, a reverb, you should get so much more mileage out of the thing. Apart from, you can get some great leads and bass sounds, but you can do pads as well.
Tell you what, how about I run upstairs and get you a delay pedal and a reverb? Do you want to plug it in?
Do it.
Let's do it. Okay, I ran upstairs quickly and pilfered some pedals from the room where we filmed the guitar stuff, and I've armed you with a Boss RV6 and a one-player tape echo. And what I'm going to do is, because I really don't know much about this stuff, as you know, Ben, I'm just going to kind of let you have a fiddle and talk through your processes and show what it's like just with a few pedals. It could be any old pedal you got going around, and even on that quick, you plugged it in very quickly, it's expanded the sonic universe massively. So,
Sonic universe, I like it.
Safe travels, brosif.
Cool. So, anyone who knows me will know that if a sound hasn't got enough reverb, then it's not a sound worth hearing. So we'll start with the Boss RV6. I've just got kind of a tuned pad type something. Awesome fun. Let's get rid of the reverb, have a listen to what the tape echo is doing. Ooh, it's gritty and noisy, I like it. So if we combine the two, getting pretty cool. I've always said with mono synths, because you don't have the ability to play chords, it's always great if you can chuck them through some effects and you can go from the kind of the screaming leads and basses that the original was known for, or like your Korg monologues can do. And if you add sort of that extra layer, you can sort of layer stuff up and get some really interesting harmonic stuff going on. So if I get rid of those effects and get rid of my tuned intervals here. Now have that kind of sound, put some glide on. And put our effects back on.
Yeah, bruh.
Nice. Since Jack is sitting on the floor over there, let's make it slightly less musical and go sort of sound designy and mean. See what we can do. So you can take your vibrato type sounds from subtle and musical to less so.
Amazing
What a blast. Cool, so we've unlocked quite a few different sonic possibilities in the new Behringer, I reckon. This one's on display just above my my Eurorack babies. So if you're local, or if you're not, please do take the trip, come down, ask for me, you can. I'd be happy to chat about all this. Like if you pick up a Model D, the Behringer version, you've got so much room in your budget for, you could go for pedals, you get kind of sound designy stuff, a drum machine, you could start a whole kind of analog ecosystem like for the price of the real deal. It's worth noting we have both on display. We were going to do a comparison today, but like there's so many of those kind of floating around on YouTube. It's more like just come in, hear it for yourself and really get stuck in. Hope to see you around.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the Andertons YouTube music technology channel. If you're a guitar player or you play bass or a drummer or you're into keyboards, you might like one of our other YouTube channels and I'll put links to those in the description below. Anyway, if you'd like to find out more about the products we featured in this video, please click up here. If you'd like to watch another video from this channel, please click here. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt like the one I'm wearing, click down here. And lastly, if you'd like to subscribe to our Music Tech YouTube channel, please click down here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.